Welcome, welcome. Good to see people. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Laura. Hi, Alice.
Oh yeah, the people are gathering. Awesome. I'm just going to put us on gallery view so we can see all of your beautiful faces. Woohoo! Welcome, everybody. We are so glad to see you here. Glad that those of you who've joined us before aren't bored of us yet. I'm glad that you're joining us for another monthly party. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes on this first Friday of the month. Or maybe we're welcoming you into our space, or maybe we're like meeting in this intergalactic space between us and we're all dancing around the stars and the planets. I don't know. I like the image though, right? So this is a particularly special party this month because, as you may have seen, Luke's new album, Ecstatic Bird and the Burning, made number 12 in the UK February folk charts. Woo! So well deserved. But you know what actually made it happen, apart from it being a great album, was this community, right? And this community who has shown up to the monthly parties and brought your friends and family and purchased CDs and vinyl records and streamed it on Spotify and iTunes and passed it on, passed it on. It's just a testament to how community is powerful, right? And so important, and very fun for the most part, I think. So today we are gathering again to celebrate the launch of Ecstatic Bird and to be in community. And as we are diving in, welcome to those who are just connecting. Good to see you. As we gather in together, I welcome you to write in the chat box where you're calling from and something delicious you ate this past week, because we want to know. Yeah? I know Natanya mentioned that she's eaten some good food this past week. So let us know where you're calling from. Awesome. So nice to
Wow.
see. We're just watching you all tune in. It's so fun. All right. And so for this next hour, joining Luke and I, you're going to be hearing two very talented and inspiring human beings. Daisy Chute is an American Scottish folk singer and songwriter, and Natanya Vanderland, Vanderlaan,
Vanderlaan.
Vanderlaan, Natanya Vanderlaan, is a practitioner of community and transformation who's working with an organization in Vermont called Whole Heart. So let's just see where y'all calling from. What are we seeing? Canada, Somerset, Burlington, Huevos Motulenos. Woo!
Wow.
Fried rice. If you're just joining, I invite you to put in the chat box where you're calling from and something delicious you ate. That's what all the food is in the chat box right now. Michigan, Edmonton, mac and cheese, classic.
Wow.
Lovely. Awesome.
And I was just so blown away last time by the way Stephanie hosted this that I've kind of begged her to host everyone from now on.
You're stuck with me now. Anyway, so I feel like we should dive right in and get into some wonderful music. So to introduce Daisy Chute. Daisy is an American Scottish folk singer, as I just said, a banjo-wielding multi-instrumentalist. Her musical roots are born out of her transatlantic heritage, and she writes award-winning, intelligent songs with stories, performing them with spine-tingling vocals and intricate instrumentation. Her original work has had features on BBC radio stations across the UK. And in the last year, she has also had live stream concerts that have been featured on many folk festivals that have gone virtual this year. So Daisy, we're thrilled to hear your music. And everyone, give a warm visual welcome, woo, to Daisy.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for having me. It's a real treat to be part of this because I'm a huge fan of Luke's, and and so I'm. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm so glad we got to meet through one of these online sort of, I don't know, online amazing collaborations, global music match that we were both part of over the past 6 months. So and also getting to bond since then as well with all the various English Folk Expo stuff we've done and the Folk Alliance and all this kind of thing that we just did last week. So yeah, it's been good. We've had ways of connecting. So yeah. So should I get on with some music? Okay. I know time is limited. All right, so this is a song actually that Luke mentioned, so I figured, okay, well, I should do this one then. And this is a song about being in a relationship with a musician, a troubadour, and traveling around the world with them and this kind of thing. But it's ultimately a kind of unrequited love because the musician, you're kind of competing with the musician's wooden mistress, as I call it, as in the guitar. So you're competing for his love for music. And so, yeah, this is Troubadour Boy. Play on words, play on strings. How I love it when he sings. Oh, the joy his music brings. Troubadour boy, grained in wood and steel and bone, lies every soul to craft and hone, and every pluck and strum and moan. My troubadour boy, I adore my troubadour boy, my troubadour boy. He weaves his way around the world, leaves his footprints so well known, 'cause I will follow where he'll go. My troubadour boy, I adore my troubadour boy, my troubadour boy. He serenades me soft and low, and dares to sing he loves me though his wooden mistress he loves more. Still I adore my troubadour boy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Should I just keep going? Yeah? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm seeing some comments and as well. I just want to say hi to some people who I know are here. And thank you, Kerry. That's so nice. And Luke is a fan of halloumi too. Great. Me too. I sometimes have cravings for it, you know, something about the salt content maybe is what I want. Oh, good. I've seen some other people I know. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, Alex Cumming, a fellow Folk Alliance person. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, Darren. Hello, Michael. Hello, John. Hello, Susie, Darren, Nina. Great to see some familiar people and some new people too. Okay, so I'm going to change over to a different instrument. This is, what is it? It's the same kind of instrument, it's just a different kind of guitar. I feel like I should play banjo now that you talked about banjo, but I already planned to do this one, if that's all right. Oh, thank you so much, Evie. Wow, what a compliment. Eva Casti. Oh, yeah, I love Eva Casti, absolutely. So actually, this is a song that I didn't actually plan to do this one, but we were chatting just before this about our favorite animals, and so I was like, well, it's funny you should talk about flamingos because, you know, spoiler alert, sorry, I actually have a song about flamingos, and I said, okay, if my mum tunes in, then I'll do the song because she actually wrote the words, and I can see that my mum is in the Zoom call with us. So this one's for you, Mum. And also, I just suddenly realized, of course, it's perfect because the album is about ecstatic birds, and these are literally about, this song is about ecstatic flamingos, because it was a very good year for flamingo mating this particular year that we wrote this song. And my mum read this article on the news, in the newspaper on the way down to visit me in London, about how it was a really good year for flamingo mating at the Slimbridge Wildfowl and Wetland Trust. And my challenge was to put that into a song. And so this is the song that I did not plan to do, but here we go. This is called Like a Flamingo. Okay. It was a good year for flamingos. Pink was all the rage. It was a good year for flamingos. The birds have come of age at the Slimbridge Wildfowl and Wetland Trust. They were doing what they must, so be pink, like a flamingo. Have you seen flamingos dancing, seen them flirting and romancing, swaying beneath the tropical mood? Questing to increase their number, not by tango or by rumba, blushing, flushing in a feathered swoon. At the Slimbridge Wildfowl and Wetland Trust, they were doing what they must, so be pink, like a flamingo. Balancing on legs so high, silhouette against the sky. Ever wondered what flamingos think? Do flamingos differentiate when they go to find a mate? Difficult when all are wearing pink. At the Slimbridge Wildfowl and Wetland Trust, they were doing what they must, so be pink, like a flamingo. We're in its feathers, nothing. We want more, watch our population soar. It was a good year for flamingos. It was a good year for flamingos at the Slimbridge Wildfowl and Wetland Trust. They were doing what they must, so be pink, oh be pink, like a flamingo. So be pink, like a flamingo. There you go. Flamingo song for you, Like a Flamingo, written with my mum. And totally unexpected, but I hope the I've seen people putting flamingos there in the chat. Glad you're liking that one. All right, so I'm gonna finish up with this song. This is a song that is actually going to be my next single, and it just won an award. So I'm really I'm really chuffed about it. And I actually wrote this with another songwriter, and I don't think she's here tonight because I think she's got plans, but. Just going to mention her, Ilse Swan. She's a very new songwriter, so this is her second ever song. And so I think she's particularly excited that it won this competition, a competition called Roots Tech, which is an American competition. And so this is a song, basically we wrote it because, well, she came to my live streams last year during lockdown, well, during the first lockdown, shall I say. And she wrote to me and said, I don't suppose you would be up for doing a writing session, and at the time I had very little in my diary, so I was like, yeah, of course, and I also want to support the next generation of new writers, so we wrote this song together over the course of a couple of sessions, and yeah, it's all about the connection that music brings, so it's how music connects people, which is exactly what we're finding in this time when we're apart, we're connecting still with music. So this is called Music Is There, and it will be out. I was hoping to have it out by the end of the month, but we'll see if it has to be early next month instead. But I've actually got a crowdfund where I'm raising a bit of money to help pay for recording and releasing a series of singles, and so this is one of them. And so if you'd like to support that, there's a link somewhere floating about. I'll post the link after the song so you can find out more about it. But this is called Music Is There, and thank you so much for having me. You're on it. Thank you, Jordan. Music is patient, music is kind, music, you're there through the toughest of times. When I'm feeling down, you make it alright. Music is honest, music is true. I know we all have our connections to you. Some deep and endless, others brief and light. Whenever all else fails me, oh music, you answer my prayer. Whenever I feel lonely, oh I know that music is there. Oh I know that music is there. You teach me to listen, you teach me to hear, you teach me to open up, live without fear. You teach me it's okay to not be okay. You bring me to tears, bring me to my feet, way too late to those that I need. And when I am lost, you show me the way. Whenever all else fails me, oh music, you answer my prayer. Whenever I feel lonely, oh I know that music is there. Oh I know that music is there. This is a note to the mystery of music, an ode to my love. Thank you for all that you've done to help us through this, because whenever all else fails me, oh music, you answer my prayer. Whenever I feel lonely, oh I know that music is there. Oh I know that music is there. Whenever all else fails me, oh music, you answer my prayer. Whenever I feel lonely, oh I know that music is there. Oh I know that music is there. Hey, there you go. Music is there. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daisy. I was so happy and lucky to get to hear your music and work with you in Global Music Match, and just blown away by like your skill as a musician and artist, and also how dedicated you are to what you're doing. So yeah, let's help Daisy record her album if we can. And
Thank you.
and yeah, the Daisy's website is in the chat, so you can check out her stuff. Thank you, Daisy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And what a great thing you've organized here. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to your set.
Thanks, Daisy. Go on.
Thank you.
Awesome. So yes, if you've just joined us, welcome to this virtual circle that we're holding, and welcome to those who have tuned in via Facebook as well. Before we dive into Music with Luke, we are going to invite Natanya to join us in a bit of a conversation. Yes, so Natanya, welcome to the virtual stage. Both Luke and I were introduced to Natanya through Whole Heart, which is an organization based in Northern Vermont that develops, convenes, and facilitates reflective leadership practices for organizations and individuals. So really focusing on inner transformation that leads to social transformation. And she is one of those people who you could just bask in her beautiful soul and shining smile, as you'll soon learn for yourselves. So just another word about her. Natanya holds a deep love for connection and community. She has a background in international communications and has journeyed extensively in pursuit and practice of meaningful engagement and learning across divides. She's the Director of Development and Community Engagement at Whole Heart, Inc., and is passionate about the practice aspects of renewal and transformation in the self, work, and relationships. So welcome, Natanya.
Hey, great to be here.
Thanks for coming, Natanya. I was just really loving the actually very few conversations we've had, or being in a room with you and just appreciating, like Steph says, your shining spirit and what you bring to hosting groups of people as well. And I'm wondering, yeah, is there anything you want to share at the outset before we like get all serious?
One, it's so great to be here. And I'm kind of a fan of both of you. So thank you for inviting me into this space. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'm excited to just be in conversation and be hanging out with all these beautiful people.
One question that has been there for me in these dialogues with interesting and inspiring people that we've been having each month has been, how might we grow the sort of culture that we're hungry for, a healthy, thriving one, and I'm wondering how that lands with you, that question right now.
Yeah, that's such a great question. How do we grow? And it has an organic sound to it, like the culture we're all longing for. And I think the first step is really listening to those longings. How many of us are totally disassociated with what's happening in our own being? You know, like, what are you longing for? What are you craving? Be like the flamingo. I just love this song so much. Channel that like inner drive, right? And I feel like that's the first step, like coming back to that deep listening. And you know, at Whole Heart, one of our sayings that we always come back to is like, live on the learning edge. I'm always asking myself, like, what's my learning edge? What's my growing edge? Where is that tension? Being willing to really explore that, I think, is like the first way of stepping into new spaces and healthier culture where we can have conversations and talk about absolutely anything, and you're not worried about like, oh, is that okay, or can I show up as my full self?
Something about like respecting ourselves so that then we can be in respectful relationship with others as well. I'm roughly hearing something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's totally a part of it. I mean, like, think about your favorite relationships or partnerships and what makes those authentic, what makes them alive. I feel like it sounds kind of cliche, like be the change, but that's like where we start, right? Culture starts with us and an awareness of that, a presentness. Yeah. How do we pour love into those spaces? How do we create opportunities for connection? Are we willing to be uncomfortable? You know, all those pieces I think are really huge if we're actually wanting culture that makes change and is different than maybe we've had for the past hundreds of years.
Mm.
I don't
And
know,
it
what do you
strikes
think?
me, yeah, it strikes me that even the work that precedes that change is us identifying what kind of culture we want, and what is the vision, like what's the hope. I don't know, what do you think?
I come back to, like, what does it look like to be rooted and grounded in love? Like to do everything um, out of a place of love or like a longing for belonging, not only for yourself, but for everyone. Like, what does it look like for you to feel safe and secure, whether it's on a Zoom space or at the grocery store? Like, how do we engage in open and honest ways that are also considering the rest of the world, right? I know it's a lot easier in word than in practice. I think that's where we have to start, like thinking about those things. Um, I want a culture like that.
where there's, it sounds like just more awareness, right? You started straight off with listening, and maybe it seems to be something about slowing down as well, because we can't listen and be aware if it's just, if life's like, is that, is that part of it for you, like some?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And it feels really on point because I've been thinking a lot, especially this week, about sustainability and sustainability practices, not only like in the larger sphere of things, but also for me personally. Like, is my output sustainable? Can I do like what I do in an average week, week after week for a year and not burn out? A friend told me this week, I don't know about you all, I was talking to a group, but I'm not disposable. And I was like, yeah, I am not a paper cup. I'm a person, right? And how often do we live like cups, right? Like, ring me up, throw me out, there'll be another one. I mean, that's kind of like the pace, I think, of society, like working, 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 and being so exhausted that like we absolutely need a break, as opposed to like the spaciousness that's like, oh, like I have a rhythm where like I take breaks and pick up where I left off. And I feel like that's a foreign thing. Like meeting someone who's not tired or exhausted. I don't know. Do you know a lot of people who aren't tired? I don't know how many people I know that don't feel rushed or stressed or tired.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that question of sustainability is so interesting because then in just thinking about these whole heart listening groups that you lead weekly, this is a weekly free group. Do you want to mention what the listening groups are? You can explain
Oh,
it much better than I.
yeah. So we have weekly wellness calls that actually just spontaneously evolved out of like the shutdown, the first lockdown that we had about a year ago now, was in March. We're just like, how do we connect with the people we love? How do we create space to engage in authentic ways and show up? So we show up for an hour for our wellness. And it's all about slowing down and saying, like, hey, this is time for me and to be in community. And we'll use poems or quotes or songs sometimes as like focal points where we'll just like listen and reflect and be together for an hour. And then we go back to life. And it's free. And I don't know, it feels very generous in spirit for me. And I look forward to them as someone who facilitates them, and that's a really good sign.
Yeah.
It doesn't wear me out. It's something I look forward to, and I actually think it informs the rest of my week because it's alive. I don't know what's going to show up, who's going to show up, what's going to happen, and that's fun. It's like meeting somebody at the grocery store. Y'all are going to know I love food a lot because I've referenced grocery stores multiple times. But it's like meeting someone in the wild, right? Oh, hey, hi. We have small group discussions where we just randomly get together and talk about our feelings and find space to be listened to, not corrected or fixed, but just heard and seen in the world. And I just feel like that's so important, pivotal even, to building a society that sees each other and listens and loves. Just that baby step of practicing being together, like we're doing here.
Exactly. Yeah, it just really struck me when you were talking about like self-care in a way. I mean, I don't attend the wellness calls every week, but when I do, it is such a balm for my soul, and it really just does lift my day and my week, as you described, Natanya. And there's always a few minutes at the very end for people to share with the group if they want to, and I can't tell you how many times and how many people have said, oh my gosh, I needed this, because we are used to going at this very fast pace, this paper cut pace, disposable paper cut pace. And then when we do allow ourselves, even just like in sort of maybe a rational moment, we're like, oh, okay, I'm going to attend this thing. And we realize, wow, like this is the space I needed. And I didn't even realize it. Like, and so just building in space for to be seen and to be heard, as you say, and to be in community is transformative. Definitely.
I feel good just talking about it.
Yeah.
And the clarity in your in the kind of mission statement of what Whole Heart is doing is that it's inner transformation to create social change.
Yeah.
So would you speak about that transition, right? So if we do slow down and we listen and we take these baby steps, what next?
So I feel like when we slow down and listen, like imagine like doing that in your house or walking down the street, you start to notice things you hadn't noticed before, right? Like last night I was on a call and the question was like, what's one of your favorite sounds? And a friend was like, onions in a pan. And I was like, oh, I love that sound, right? And it's like a noticing. And I think it comes back to like this slower pace of life when we are in a place where we can notice the pain and suffering of the next person, notice what brings others joy, what brings me joy, or even just notice the difference of like being in a place that is resonant and makes me feel really happy. Then I have a stronger, clearer sense of that longing, right? That love drive that pulls me to show up in ways that maybe I hadn't prioritized before. Because I really think we're very distracted. I'm very distracted if I'm not slowing down. And so tuning in to ourselves and to the world around us creates space to notice things that are happening down the street, notice inequities, and jump in ways that may be uncomfortable but are very important and necessary. So I feel like it's an organic shift that we experience coming into relationship with ourselves and others, and then larger circles from there. I mean, those are my thoughts.
Thank you. It's beautiful. It's clear. Yeah, that when we slow down, we can really respect what's going on more. We can see more, and then make a positive difference. We can choose to make a positive difference, right? Once we are connected to reality.
And I'm just thinking about this tension between slowing down, which can feel a little bit more comfortable, and then getting uncomfortable. Like slowing down, noticing the pain and the suffering, as you mentioned, of your neighbor. And I mean, we are in a time right now, right, where that is just so apparent. And for so many peoples. And so how do we ride that tension of slowing down and finding a bit of comfort in that, but also getting uncomfortable? I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Totally. And I feel like this time has been a really great example of that and what it can look like and what it doesn't look like. Going back to like the savage murder of George Floyd, right? People were slowed down enough to see this on TV or on their screens wherever they saw it. And I think you saw like a visceral reaction in a lot of people who noticed, oh, people are being treated this way. And it started conversations that have really surged and I think are starting to shift many culture circles to the point where ask like your BIPOC friends, so Black, Indigenous, and person of color community. Can you have conversations? Can you ask questions now that maybe you hadn't a year ago or 2 years ago? And I know I, for myself, can say, yeah, I can talk about being uncomfortable in certain spaces. I can talk about fear. I can talk about inequities that just weren't commonplace or accepted, which sounds ludicrous, but it was a norm, right? And so I feel like that's one really beautiful example of like, hey, it's in your face because you're not so distracted. What are you going to do about it? And not everybody will show up to the party, but a lot of people will. And that's really beautiful because the more people that show up and ask questions and have conversations, the more radical the change will be. And that's where my hope is, that we'll continue to come together, continue to learn what loving looks like. Because it's messy and it's hard, but we can do it. Yeah.
That's a beautiful place for us to say thank you for coming to share with us and for being an example of what loving looks like in the world and showing up looks like. And yeah, thanks. I feel like you just made me smile a lot today and laugh and think and open my heart. So thank you.
Yeah. And I think Jordan is going to put in the chat box the Whole Heart website, so you can check out more of what Natanya is doing with Whole Heart. And seriously, the listening calls are really beautiful. People from all over the country, I mean, people from the UK have joined as well, because they're on Thursdays, they're at
noon
Eastern time, so 5 p.m. UK time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love to see you all there. Join.
Yeah.
Thanks
Wonderful.
so much.
Thank you so much, Natanya.
Thanks, Natanya.
Wait to hear your set.
Woohoo! All right, friends. So I think the time has come to hear Mr. Luke Concannon.
And Mrs. Stephanie Hollenberg.
I'm not Mrs. Concannon. I didn't take his name.
Yay!
Anyway.
We're gonna put you. Can we go on gallery and see everybody?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey everybody, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. Thanks for rocking with us.
Now my question is, Uncle Terry, did you join this call just to see your grandson, the little one in the frame, or are you really here for us? That is my question. You can answer in the chat box. Anyway, all right, what do we have in store?
Thank you, Stephanie, for hosting us today. So we wanted to play some songs we've not really played on these calls before. So we've tended to play really happy, dancey songs, and now we're going to play really sad, dancey songs. So here we go. This is a song about a heartbreak that felt to me like Coventry in 1940, like a war. So here we go. One, two, three. I don't want to be your friend anymore. We are at war. I wish there was something could be done. What have we become? People burning while they're yearning for a kiss now. What in heaven but the cathedral being hit down? What is it you wanna see happen to me now? Do you wanna kill me? Do you wanna kill me? It feels like Coventry in 1940. Incendiaries rain, fire on our city. It feels like Coventry and the blitz just burning. We ignored our hearts, now we're learning. Do you wanna let me into your heart now? Oh, burn the whole world down. Do you wanna let me into your heart now? Oh, feels like Coventry in my heart. There was always something wrong at the core. We planted indoors, or we try to hide and ignore it. Oh, we're complicit. Build them bridges, cross the ridges for a friendship. Hear the bombers coming closer now to end it. We were on a raft of lights trying to mend it. Bridges burning, home is burning. Feels like Coventry in 1940. Centuries rain, fire in our city. It feels like Coventry and the blitz just burning. We ignored our hearts, and now we're learning. Do you wanna let me into your heart now? Oh, burn the whole world down. Do you wanna let me into your heart now? No, it feels like Coventry in my heart. Ba-da-ba-ba-dum, ba-dum-da. Along at home with us if you want to sing Live the Truth or Burn with Stephanie, and we can rock together like we live the truth, oh, we burn live the love.
Living the love. That's right.
That is a heavy old song. Yes, to the people in the West Midlands, thanks for joining. People who know where Coventry is. People born in the West Midlands. Thank you. Yeah, that was in E, so now we're in D, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. So thank you everybody for helping us make Excited Bird in the Burning number 12 in the charts. And I'm just thrilled that we've made this progress. And thank you so much to Kerry Harvey Piper, the manager. She's not bossy, she's the boss. For getting us here. It would not have happened without Kerry's help, without Steph's help, without the whole community. And my hope is that we can just keep bringing some positive vibes and some love and truth into the culture, into the folk charts and wherever we go. So this song is about like a scary guy who I sort of saw in my mind's eye, like maybe a bit like a spooky kind of Black Rider from the Lord of the Rings, on my morning walk. And in my mind's eye, it's like there's a darkness that was there when I wrote this in 2017 anyway. Maybe it's clearing now, who knows? Here we go. So this is It Won't Wait. There's a darkness coming round. Soon we'll stalk you round this town, staring at you from its gown, whispering, wake or die. Its eyes are lightning, its blood the sea. Blue black clouds roll over me. Scattered seeds need community for tethering this storm. And it won't wait, it won't wait, it won't wait for us. You can dance with us at home if you want to. A punch jaw on a blue screen. We dance together in my dreams. Outside the trees, firm in the breeze. Say we have a tiny chance. But it won't wait. It won't wait. It won't wait for us. Ba-da-da, 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 ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da, ba-da-da, 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 whoa, ba-da-da, 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 ba-ba-da-da, ba-da-da, 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 ba-da-da. I came here from afar. I'm staring at you while you're sitting in your car. I walked the wide world just to witness oneness, and I'm wondering where the real humans are. That mugged man waits for a smile, waits for a country that could feed his inner child. He's so ashamed and maimed by the life he's made, and he just wants your attention for a while. And he won't wait, he won't wait, he won't wait for us. Chances won't wait for us. Woo! Thank you, friends. Thank you.
Aren't the ba-da-das so fun?
My music teacher saw a video of us doing that, and he's like, Luke, you're talking about climate change and the end of times, and in the video you and your friends are all like ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da. He's like, you got to work on the emotional content with the performance. He's such a critical teacher, isn't he? Maybe. So it looks like, Steph, we might have time to, well, Steph's got to teach a lesson in 8 minutes and get home, so maybe we've not got time to sing this together.
Yeah, I think you're on your own.
Okay.
So this feels awkward, but I'm leaving. But it's nice to see you all. Thank you. And enjoy this last song from Luke.
Thank you, Stephanie. Everyone's applauding you. And I'm going to sing a song about you.
I'm still here.
Okay, great. Let's sing for this. Let's sing this for Steffi. Here we go. So this is about me and Steph. Slow dancing is encouraged for this one. I set adrift from the wreck of my relationships. Anger had grown until we sank. I met a lady. Jasmine growing through her hair. We sang the stars tuning in, and love is on her lips, an opening freshness. We'll tend this garden between us, then feed the people who need us. I want to know how to help your music grow. You gardener of the tender shoots that bloom. This was the point of the difficult crossing at sea, 'cause night is on her lips. Fire's in the freshness. We'll tend this garden between us, then feed the people who need us. Hey, I can see a thriving village, people who help each other to renew. I can see a laughing child, people helping each other to grow up. Grow wild. 'Cause home is on her lips. Warm light and blessedness. We'll tend this garden with seed, then be with the people we need. Thank you. Thank you so much, friends. I feel really, really lucky to be part of this community, to have been part of this conversation with Natanya, this party with Natanya and with Daisy Chute. It's amazing, right? It's a miracle that we can do this, that we can connect and share it from the heart and be together. And so just thank you so much for sharing with us, Natanya and Daisy. And yeah, let's give them a round of applause here. And thank you to Stephanie. Let's send her some love down the road as well. And we intend to keep doing these each month, so please tell your friends to come along. All the details are on my website, and if you sign the mailing list, then you'll hear about these events. And just thank you so much for being a supportive community, and we love yous. So should we say hello? There's probably like enough of us where it's not going to be too crazy if we unmute and like say hello. Let's give it a go.
Hello.
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 Hey.
Thank you.
So so this is my, hey Steffi. Okay, so this is my wee cousin here, Angus.
Say hi, Gusto.
Hello.
He's in New York, but with this pandemic, we've not met him in person yet. How's he getting on? Is he enjoying the music? Is he pretty chill?
He's been dancing along. It's really sweet. And Frankie too.
And here, what's this? You can.
Is there oh, what a beauty. Does anyone have any feedback for our guests today? Does anyone want to say anything from the heart to Natanya or Daisy?
No pressure.
I'm good at pressure.
I want to say thank you to Natanya. That was beautiful. Very inspiring. Thank you.
I wanted to say thank you to you. I just love your set so much. But man, I can sing that something for song all night. Again.
Thank you. That's some good feedback there. That's my favorite feedback.
That's it. Well, thank you, Jordan, for teching for us. Thank you for being here, and let's have a great month. I invite you to keep sharing the album. Maybe we can get to #1 next month. That'd be fun. Hey, Darius.
What's up?
Hey.
You have a. What's on your head?
I woke up like this. I don't know.
Love it.
It's beautiful.
Darius, for those of you who don't know, is on the album, playing the horns, all of them, just masterful.
Yeah, if you like that song Coventry, you've got to hear it with Darius on it.
Must.
Good night. God bless, friends. Good afternoon.
Be well.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.